Hello, good afternoon, and welcome back to the Sail International Circuit here in Qatar for the middle day, day 2 of our final test of 2021. Jack Appleyard and Simon Crafar in a minute. We're both joined by Ducati Corsa Sporting Director Paolo Ciabatti. No better man to speak to after Paolo, your rider Jack Miller yesterday broke the all-time lap record here in the Sail. A fantastic day for you yesterday. I'm sure you were delighted.
Yes, actually we were very happy because most of all is that Jack was feeling super comfortable. For sure, the conditions were ideal because there was no wind and the temperature was much warmer than we had in the previous days. So it was good, and actually to see that he's so comfortable on the bike and so happy is just a good sign for the year that we are about to go start.
And we saw him set that new lap record with one of Ducati's latest innovations on the bike. The new aero package was on there. Is it safe to say we're going to see that on the bike come the opening round of the year?
In the end, the final decision will be taken next week, but I think most probably yes. Both riders, and also I think Zarco had the chance to go out with a new aerodynamic package. It seems that gives them some extra confidence, so most probably yes. So final decision will be made, I think, next week. But I think there is a good chance we're going to see it already in the first race in Qatar on the 28th of March.
It's been an excellent start for Ducati. Obviously, Jack stole the headlines with his fast lap yesterday, but Johann Zarco has been seriously impressive as well on his debut with Pramac Racing. 4th yesterday, but he appears to be getting more and more comfortable with the bike. Every time he goes out on it, you must be similarly pleased with his progress so far.
Yeah, we're very pleased with Johann because for sure he just started in a perfect way. So for him, jumping on the 221 bike or on the same level of bike as Pecco and Jack was really a push for him, and I think he showed a perfect adaptation. We must be honest, we know that Qatar is a favorable track for Ducati in principle, historically, but both our riders, Jack and Pecco, are doing good. I would say, mention that Pecco didn't look for the time attack yesterday. He was more working on the race pace, and I think trying also some new solutions. So we're going to see, but he's also very comfortable. And going back to Johann, very pleased with his progress.
Yeah, as you mentioned there, Pecco told us last night he didn't put a soft tyre in, he didn't look to go for that time attack at the end. But he is looking fairly strong as well. Is it safe to say that you could have 3 Ducatis on the podium here at the opening round?
That would be maybe too much. Obviously, it would be a dream. But let's see. I think we have a good chance to get a very good result. So good result here. We don't want to be over-optimistic because tests are important, but let's see then when we come back for the race how the situation will look like. Obviously, when you race, we're going to have the rubber from the Moto3, Moto2 bikes. So maybe this could change a little bit the situation of the surface, but for sure, we are very, very pleased with the beginning.
Is there any way of preparing for that? As we all know at the moment, with 5 days worth of track action here, there's a lot of rubber down on the track. It's extremely grippy. The conditions are nearly ideal as well. But when it comes to race day, the conditions could be very, very different. How do you prepare for that scenario, or is there no way of doing so?
No, there is a way, because obviously it's nothing new for us to know that obviously when we come here and the race, there is already the rubber put on the asphalt by the other classes. So for sure, we are maximizing the experience we can have with our engineers and riders here today and also tomorrow. And obviously, we need to adapt because probably, as you said, the condition will be slightly different in terms of grip. So we prepare for that, but can you say you never know? So let's see what the race weekend will bring us.
Simon is going to talk to you in a minute about all 3 rookies that you've got under your banner this year, who've all been seriously impressive. But whilst we have the chance, I feel Michele Pirro is definitely deserving of a mention. His hard work hasn't gone unnoticed.
No, for sure. Michele is here. Obviously, he has normally the hardest part of a job because he needs to do lots of tests which don't allow him to show his true potential. So maybe his lap times are not so exciting, but he's doing a completely different job. So without his work, his job, we could not be where we are because he has been developing the bike and has been of great help.
We'll let Simon jump in a minute if he comes round to my side so we can make a smooth transition. But with 1.5 days to go, how pleased are you with your progress so far? Do you feel you're ahead of schedule, slightly behind? Where are you at?
I think we are where we expected or we wished we would be at this stage, so we're very happy. So let's keep like this. I think also we must mention that there is a very positive atmosphere in the team, actually in all the teams we have, because for different reasons, you know, Jack and Pecco moving from Pramac to the factory team for the first time, wearing their red leathers on red bikes. Then for Johan is a step ahead because he's moving to the latest specification bike. And for the 3 rookies is their debut in MotoGP, so they are equally excited, and it's a very positive atmosphere for us, for the engineers, for all the mechanics. So we're enjoying the moment, and we hope to keep like this for the rest of the season.
As they say, Paolo, happy riders are fast riders, and there's a lot of smiles in Ducati at the moment.
Yeah, I agree, and we try our best to keep it like this as long as we can.
As you mentioned, the 3 rookies there, an opportunity for Simon to move in. Jorge Martin, Enea Bastianini and Luca Marini, all making their MotoGP debuts here in Qatar, and they've been fairly impressive so far. So we'll let Simon jump in just to finish off our chat with Paolo over the next 30 seconds.
Paolo, it's great to have you here, and I haven't got much time. I've only got time for 2 questions, so I'm going to hit you with a hard one straight away, and that is, it was sad for me to see such a strong and proud factory have a tough year last year, and a lot of the complaints that we heard were about the rear tyre, you know, and managing the rear tyre and how it worked with the Ducati. And I want to know, I know it's early in the season, I want to know, do you have solutions? I imagine you do, and do you believe you'll fix this quite big problem this year?
Yeah, as you know, last year was a very complicated year for many reasons. We were hit by the pandemics. We had no time to go testing when we were planning to test. And we had a very compact championship with 2 rounds Jerez, and then we have 3 consecutive rounds in 4 occasions. So not the ideal time to find the perfect adaptation of the bike to the new tire on specific conditions, because we went also to circuit in a different season from the one we were used to. So all of these made that Ducati was always competitive, but with different riders, with the exception of Aragon, where we were struggling with all riders, but we always had a Desmosedici fighting for the podium with different riders, but we could not find the consistency with the same rider in the same conditions. So I think we learned a lot. We collected a lot of data and information from last year, and I think we came to understand where we had to go in order to make this tire work on our bike. So we worked on different solutions. The aerodynamics you saw is the most obvious one and evident, but we worked a lot also on the chassis side. So hopefully we know now how to make the bike work good in all track with different grip conditions. We're going to see soon.
Fantastic. My second question is, everyone that watches the After the Flag shows we do knows I'm a huge fan of the rookies coming through. And because we've seen how fast that blood from the top of Moto2 is when they come here. I mean, Quartararo is the best example, but there's many others that have won races and it's super fast. So you've taken on 3 new riders, and I would love to know, I'm sure the listeners would love to know, I mean, it's obvious why you took them on, because they're all so good, and such good results in Moto2, but can you give us an idea, your first impressions of the different talents and different personalities of these 3 rookies?
Yeah, as you said, I think we got some of the most promising Moto2 riders for sure. We have a world champion, Enea, we have the runner-up, which is Luca Marini, and then we have Jorge Martin, who missed some races because of his COVID infection. But we're very happy, I think, bringing new energy, younger blood into the Ducati course group was positive for all of us. You know, the average age of our riders is very much, I mean, Zarco is 30, is the oldest one. So, and Jack is 26, Pecco 24, and all the other 3 are 23. So very young, but very talented. So maybe I would say different talent. I think definitely very, very fast naturally. I think also Jorge is very aggressive on the bike. Luca is more of a precise rider. He's thinking more, but he showed last year he's super fast and he has a great strategy in the race. So we are happy, somehow different characteristic of the riders, but all three very promising. I think with Luca, we had a little bit of problem because of his height is so high that we needed to adapt the ergonomics, but I spoke to him last night and he was very happy with the bike. So I think we made progress also there. With Enea and Jorge, they are kind of same size, so it was a little bit easier for them to adapt to the bike quicker. But all of them very pleased. We are very pleased to have them in our group, and I think it's good for Ducati to be able to have so many promising riders, young riders in our, let's say, in our 3 teams, okay? So very happy we took this decision, and I think we can only see it becoming better for the future.
Paolo, super interesting. Thank you so much for joining us on this show. Speaking of these Facebook Live shows, we've got one more again tomorrow, same time. Please join us for that. Jack and I plan to run through all of the technical and new hardware things that we've seen on the different manufacturers during this test. A bit of a summary. Also, don't forget tonight, 8:30 local time, 6:30 Central European time, an hour less than that for UK time. It'll be after the flag on MotoGP.com. Please come and join us for live interviews with riders, but also a bit of a summary of what's been going on throughout this day. Thank you for joining us.